Hello, it's Crypto Covey once again coming to you with another market video. Today I'm talking about Bitcoin dominance versus the price of Bitcoin, the trends that we have seen, the trends that we want to see. For altcoin holders in particular, I'm an altcoin holder, therefore I obviously want my altcoins to go up so that I make money. I'm not a Bitcoin holder, so obviously you could say I'm biased a little bit, but I try to give a fairly objective look at what's happening. And, I realize that the market can go either way. Before I begin, I want to say that this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and I will never be a financial advisor. I'm not going to wear a suit and tie. And, so if you want to go to a financial advisor, go to your bank, go to a financial advisor who wears a suit and tie and will tell you this and this and this and this. And I will not do that. So instead, what I'm going to do is I am going to just tell you my observations on the market. And some of those observations you might think of as opinions, but I'm pretty much not giving. I'm basically showing you what's actually happening in real time. I'll tell you what I hope to see because I am an altcoin holder, and obviously I have a bias in that regard because I want my altcoins to go up. And I will even hopefully talk about the other side in terms of if you are more of a Bitcoin maxi or a top 10 maxi and you want your coin, especially Bitcoin, to pump. So anyway, right now, let's look at this. Bitcoin dominance, right? This is the Bitcoin dominance chart. Bitcoin dominance is the amount of market share that Bitcoin holds on the market. So now look at this. This is over the period of it's a 1 year time frame. Over the last year, this is what Bitcoin dominance has done. Now let's go over here. This is the price of Bitcoin. Now we go down, we scroll down. And again, I'm going to get it on the 1 year chart. The 1 year is there. So look. Now, the interesting thing, one of the interesting points is right here. As you can see, and this is around January, February of last year to around August. You see that Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin fluctuated pretty drastically. It went to 106, crashed all the way down to roughly 76, and went all the way back up to 123. Between that time period from January, February to around August, October-ish. And so while it was going, whether it was going down, whether it was going up, the general trend on the dominance, however, was an uptrend on the dominance. So, it's creating a higher low, a higher low here, from here, another higher low down here, another higher low down here, and higher highs as well until it hit that higher high. From here, you have a high, and then you have another higher high right there. And that's where it kind of topped out around 65 some percent, right? June 25th, I believe. That's when the Bitcoin dominance was topped out. It's pretty high. So the problem was with altcoins, especially when Bitcoin price was tanking, was it was taking down altcoins massively because the dominance kept going up while the price of Bitcoin was tanking. That means the amount of market share that altcoins had was being hammered on both sides. Not only was the total crypto market cap going down, but the amount of market share that Bitcoin had was going up, and therefore the amount of money left for alts was just diminishing by the day, by the second almost. Anyway, that was not a good time for us. Bitcoin did start to creep up, so alts started to perform better just because even though the dominance kept going up for Bitcoin, the total crypto market cap was increasing. Therefore, alts did perform a little better until around October-ish when we had that other crash. So anyway, so that's the 1 year. And then let's look at it on the 1 month. So if you look at it on the 1 month, this is where things get interesting because for the most part, we were in that uptrend. And then, Bitcoin dominance did start to go down. It went down from, 65% when it would hit that high. Let's go back to the 1 year, actually, sorry. So we're at 65% here, and then the dominance started to crash. I think we had a little pump on alts during that first dip because it looks like it was a short time period. And then it's kept going down. It did have a little bit of an uptrend here, but then it's going down. And then if you look at it on the 1 month, again, a Bitcoin is going up on the 1 month a little bit, up to around here. And then now we're in a downtrend on the dominance. Now, why is this important? Why am I emphasizing this? To me, this is just everything for the altcoin holders, because what we want to see as altcoin holders is we want this trend that you're seeing from on the 1 month to continue. Right now you have 60% goes down, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower high, lower high. You're creating lower highs. Hopefully this is another lower high and a dip. That's what you want to see. You want to see this trend to the downside, because we've had a trend to the upside. And we've also seen some downside too, but for now, as altcoin holders, this is what we want to see, a continuation of that trend to the downside if we're going to make money in alts, and if we're going to make maybe even a lot of money on alts. We'll see. But basically, it just depends on, whether this trend goes down. And obviously, it depends also on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin crashes from here, that won't be good. If Bitcoin keeps going up, let's say to 100K or 110K, 120K, whatever it goes to, if it keeps going up and the dominance keeps crashing on this trend line, on this trend, that trend line, maybe that creates a trend line here of a downtrend, that would be incredible. That would be great. That's what we want to see. So I'm going to keep monitoring this. I know a lot of people don't care. They don't think that this is important, or they're just not interested, or, maybe they don't even know much about crypto. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a little update on that, because I just think this is really important. It's a really pivotal time. So I guess, to summarize, we had, a period where, like on the 1 year, when whether Bitcoin was going up or down, the dominance was going up. Now, ideally, we want to see the opposite happen, where, I'm going back to the monthly, where you see as Bitcoin is going, whether Bitcoin is going down or up, dominance is going down. That's the ideal scenario. We had that in a reverse before, when Bitcoin was pumping or dumping and the dominance kept going up. Now we want to see the opposite as altcoin. If you're an altcoin holder, you want to see, the dominance going down regardless of whether Bitcoin is pumping or dumping. You want to see that downtrend continue. That is the point of this video. And I hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't, feel free to leave a comment, ask me a question, and I will try to respond. Right now, I only have a few followers, so obviously, if you have a question, feel free to message me. All right, see you later. Bye.